Sorry, guys. I realized I probably needed to turn down the air because it's getting hot. I was like, I'm gonna get hot in here, and I'd prefer not to. So there's that. Okay, fine. Let me fix that. What did I copy wrong? Okay. Done, and boom. There we go. Oh, hello. Why are you not working? There we go. Ah, ah. There we go. Hi, guys. That's funny, Joe. The Void is running the stream today. Oh, yeah. Definitely was not me. The kitty is running the stream. That's a good one, actually. I would love for my cat to run the stream. If she could have conversations with y'all, I would be so down for that. Don't even know, guys. If she, like, there's a point where the cats have to be smarter than something. I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I'm gonna say something I shouldn't, and we gonna stop. Hello to everybody. Hello. I don't really know how well we're gonna get going this morning because a lot of people are on stream and everything everywhere on all sorts of platforms. We'll find out. I will say this, y'all should definitely be here with me, in my opinion. Jocular, it should be up now. It should be up on there now. It just took a moment to get going. Let me make sure to activate it. Yeah, Jocular. The Twitchy should be up and running. Can somebody say something in the landscape live to make sure that this plugin is working? It's not working. Why is it not working? Why is this not working? Hi. Can I unselect something? Maybe it's because I don't want it to be here. Hi. Hi, Steve. Yeah, that's not working. No. Cuddle, I don't know. What did I call her? What was her name? I don't remember. I had to hit that follow button to get up on that panel, and then I unfollowed, like, after I was accepted up there. So, there's that. Let's just see. Paste. Nope, it just doesn't want to work. Why does this not want to work? Settings? What happens if I do this? That did nothing. It's not, though. Well, that's gonna annoy me. Oh, I wouldn't, I am Holly. I will, or Holy, sorry. I'll be up there on Tuesday, actually. Thank you. I'm gonna have to go old school with this chat. That's slightly annoying. But that's okay. Let's make sure it still works. Let's see. Did that pop up? It popped up. Okay. We going old school with the chat. Okay. That's slightly annoying. Whatever, I'll deal. Okay. TikTokers, you know the drill. Get the likes up And that's how we get guests in here, and that's how we open up these phone lines. Sorry to everybody on all of the other avenues. TikTok is what runs this. So, well, keeps it running. I like tippy taps. Hello, is my thing just frozen? Hi, Chris. Boop. Yeah, it's just spazzing out. Okay. Oh, I read the chat. I don't know why you would even say that I don't read the chat. That's a black kitty. Thank you, Kevin. I am just not required to read all of your messages. Isn't that always funny? I know, right? They always say something like that, though. Hey, Kay. Dolphin. Yes, she's older now. Oh, hey, Samantha, congrats on the level up. Did Bishop find his way over to the Twitchy Twitch? Do I? Oh, I forgot I did that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Good job tippy tapping that screen over on TikTok. TikTok, guys, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. All right. Our good friend managed to get 500,000 likes in less than 3 hours with under 200 people in his live the whole time. So I'm not asking for that much, but I know we can beat 200,000 today, is what I'm saying. So tippy tap that screen for me. Also, if you guys haven't checked out any of my new posts, be sure to go and do that. That would be fantastic of you to do. She's not even in here, Ezekiel, and I don't tell other people how to run their lives. I don't know, Jason, do I? What are your thoughts on the odds of 1 to 10? What are your thoughts? Thank you, Kevin, for the jewels, by the way. I got you, Bishop. Sounds good. We love that. Ooh, yes, the new colors look so good on the background. Yes, okay, awesome. I can be just so easily distracted, and that is definitely one of them. I love this. All right, well, phone lines are open for anyone that ever wants to call in. We're good. Due to the crash that occurred of the UPS flight, I don't know if you guys saw that, but FedEx and UPS have canceled a lot of their flights that are using that kind of plane. So there's that. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Fuck you, bitch.
I'm good. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 32.
32. Are you still supporting Trump?
Are you live?
Are you still supporting Donald Trump? Okay, bye. I'll read y'all's comments back in a minute, sorry. Sometimes you just gotta clean your glasses off. Yeah, so I hope no one's really waiting on important packages from UPS or FedEx. Those are definitely going to be delayed. Of course, we still have that airports are reducing how many flights are going out of them right now. It's just in 4 major airports. That is expected to expand to other airports if the shutdown continues. We know what happened on Tuesday already. That doesn't need rehashed. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep,
Okay. How old are you?
25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yep,
Okay. And what year did you graduate high school? Yeah, it's about what I thought. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes,
Awesome. How old are you? Hey,
I am 60 years old.
Marina. Okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes,
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
crack down on these illegal drugs that are just destroying a lot of American lives.
Okay.
And
I definitely do
that's
agree
just the
that the
first thing.
idea of cracking down on people that are bringing over illegal substances is definitely important because nobody wants to see one of their loved ones unalive or die because of a drug overdose. But at the same time, he's kind of not helping the issue when they want to take Narcan from being allowed in emergency responders' vehicles. And Narcan is definitely a huge saving point for a lot of individuals that are addicted to these substances. So. Yay,
Well, you
one
wouldn't
hand
need,
good, one hand bad.
no,
But
you
I
wouldn't
still give
need
him credit for
Narcan
it.
if,
No, sir,
well, you
do
wouldn't
you
need,
think that we don't make drugs that can cause overdoses within the United States of America that are not sourced from international bodies?
of course they do,
Of
because
course
there's
we do. So then we still need Narcan.
meth,
Thank you. Because I don't know if you realize this, but Narcan is primarily used for opioid ODs, which we have here within the United States with, Oxycontin, Dilaudid, Percocet, yeah, all of those, Vicodin, the
well, I
opioids
think
that we have here. So we absolutely still need Narcan.
well, he wants to target everybody that's doing these illegal manufacturing of drugs. That's
Oh,
why he's
sorry. These aren't
aiming at
illegal
going to
manufacturing
cities.
of drugs. These are medications that I listed that are prescribed. Those aren't illegally manufactured, which is why I said that primarily Narcan is used for opioid overdoses, and those are all opioids that I had listed out for you. So when I'm saying that, great, he's stopping people that are illegally trafficking drugs internationally. Also, doing it against international law, which is not a good thing. Okay. Um, for the most part. Like, great, fantastic. Why are we then hurting the people that actively live within the United States that are addicted to other substances?
Well, all I know is he's cracking down on these drugs.
Yeah,
And
just the
the
substances
first
that come
president,
in. Just say substance, dude. There's a reason why I've curved my language and I've said substance. It's because TikTok has terms of service and TikTok is a sensitive child. So fantastic. I'm so glad that he's doing something. Also, he's doing it
right, and
illegally. I don't give him credit for doing something well.
illegally,
Yes, sir, he's ignoring international laws by blowing up ships without even allotting them due process, which they're all allowed according to international laws. They're supposed to be interdicted or interdicted, and then they're supposed to go to the nearest country, and then they have to investigate it. People are still allowed the option to be investigated. How would you feel if there was an American fishing boat that was bombed or shot out of the water in the waters between Alaska and Japan, but not
well,
anywhere near the United States coastline? So it was literally in the international waters. How would the United States feel?
that would be a military action and an
Right.
act of
That's why I
war.
said, oh, it would be an act of war. Thank
Hmm.
you. So what you're telling me right
Well,
now is that Donald Trump is actively trying to start war with South American countries and Central American countries?
that are trafficking drugs into the United States,
There's
which
no
is an
proof of
act of
that.
war on their
There
part.
is literally no proof of that. There is no proof that
Yeah,
I'm sorry, sir.
right.
There is no proof that these boats were carrying substances, illegal substances.
Well, the Coast Guard had been trying to do it for decades,
Yes, the
but
Coast
they
Guard
were
interdicts
unsuccessful.
individuals in boats and then brings them to shore for the right to due process, which they are still actively doing today. That process has never stopped because that's literally a part of their duties as the United States Coast Guard, is that they are in control or they oversee the regulation of our international waters. Yeah, that, or not our international waters, but our water border.
Well, the problem is these boats were faster than the Coast Guard, and they couldn't catch
No,
up
sir.
to
Those
them.
boats
That's
that
why
Donald
they're
Trump, I'm sorry, the boats that Donald Trump shot out of the water were nowhere near the United States of America. They were nowhere near the United States of America. The first boat that they shot out, we have evidence, right? Like we have satellite images that show that that boat had turned around when they got called out, and then they still got bombed out of the water. So if we can even just make an assumption that they could have just turned around, like because, well, wow, oh my God, there's this plane flying over me. I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna go back home. Could have been a fisherman. Could have been someone doing something illegal. We don't know. That's the problem because they didn't interdict it, but they were nowhere near the United States, anywhere close to the United States of America.
but they were en route.
No,
They were
there's no
directly
proof.
en route.
I'm sorry. Where is Venezuela on a map? Can you actually point out Venezuela on a map? I'm literally curious now.
It's in South America, below
Uh-huh.
Mexico.
Below Mexico.
Yep, on
Okay.
the
Like where?
on the Atlantic side. On the Atlantic side.
Uh-huh. Like where? Like how far away from Mexico? Below Mexico is very vague.
Well, below Panama, actually. Panama would be the next country over, going up towards Mexico. They're in South America, on the east coast of South America, and direct line to Florida.
Oh my God, people are just so smart. People are so smart. Yeah, we know exactly where, yep, you know exactly where Venezuela is. Yep, you don't. I'm sorry, Venezuela does not share a land border with Panama or even a water border with Panama. So you are still incorrect.
Well,
So no, in
Colombia
order
would be
for a
next.
boat to make it from Venezuela to Florida, they would have to get gas along the way in Cuba or Puerto Rico, and they weren't anywhere near Cuba or Puerto Rico in order to get there, sir. So you're still incorrect because again, like you don't know the logistics that it takes. You don't understand those logistics. And I get it. I couldn't expect you to understand those logistics, which is why you can make this assumption, oh my God, they're sending all of these drugs from Venezuela through boats. So Donald Trump is, and that's what he says because he's blowing them out of the water. Do you just believe everything that Donald Trump says, or do you actually ever research anything? I'm just curious.
Well, it's not just he's just the president. There's all people like the CIA,
That's not even what I asked.
the FBI. Well, Donald Trump is getting his information from the CIA and
Is he?
cabinet members. The president is not all.
Sorry, if I was the president of the United States, I wouldn't also be blatantly telling the American media or international news that yes, we definitely have CIA operatives in Venezuela because that was fucking stupid of him.
Well,
which is why they were able to, the Venezuelan government was able to catch the CIA operative that tried to, well, not catch, but get ahead of the CIA operative that tried to convince Maduro's pilot to turn him into the United States, to like lie about where they were flying to. Why do you think that was able to happen? Why was their government able to get ahead of it? Because Donald Trump let shit out of the bag. Donald Trump is not smart. If he was going to be smart about the fact that there are CIA operatives activated in other countries, you don't share that information on international news.
Well, at least he's trying to
At
help
least
the
he's trying
country,
while also actively
but
undermining their ability to do their work. Got it.
there's too many drugs and too much crime related to
Substances.
drugs coming from
Substances.
these
Say it again and
countries.
I'm going to hang up on you. Substances. Say the DR.
Substances.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've asked you to curb your language 4 times now.
Well, all I'm saying is he is actively attempting to
Fantastic.
control
And
these
he's doing it
substances.
illegally. And he's doing it illegally.
Who
Ignoring
don't
international laws, which is why the United Nations is actually reviewing the United States right now for violating international laws. I'm sure the ICC is going to be next. And
let me
also,
ask you a
just so
question.
you're aware, the majority of substances that come over illegally into the United States, or at least a good portion of them, actually come through the mail through China.
Let me ask you a question. Don't you think that having these substances come into the country is an illegal act, an international illegal act?
No, because we still
No?
have buyers here. That's the problem.
Well, that doesn't make that doesn't make it legal.
Yeah, it doesn't make it an internationally illegal act.
What does then? What makes it illegal to bring substances into the
Our
country?
United States laws doesn't
There
make
you
it
go.
illegal internationally.
Okay, so basically it's the U.S. law, and he's abiding by U.S. law.
No, does U.S. law apply to international bodies of water or just when they're within a certain number of miles from our coastline?
Well, I can explain this to you if you're in an aircraft or
Okay,
on a
so you don't
boat.
know. Got it. Next time,
Yes, I do.
you don't know. Listen, because you just had to go if you're in an aircraft or a boat. Yeah, we have air, like we have airspace that is controlled by the United States. And again, that only starts within a certain miles of being near our coastlines, right? That's how airspace works. Very similar to the oceans. We don't control the Gulf, okay? We don't control the Atlantic. We don't control the Pacific. We do not control the oceans. All right?
Well,
We only
guess
have,
what?
they're only recognized as being our space within a certain number of miles of the coastline. Okay?
And guess
So when
what?
he's bombing them just in international waters, just past what's considered Venezuela area, right? But nowhere else it's considered international water because it's nowhere near Puerto Rico or Cuba or any of the other islands out there, right? That's what makes it an international crime because international law states that we have to interdict people and all of them are entitled to the right to due process and being able to prove that they weren't doing anything wrong.
Well, something you just mentioned, Gulf. You just said the Gulf. Guess what Trump did? He changed that from Gulf of Mexico. It's now the Gulf of America. That is now American territory.
Sorry, what's
Gulf
the name of our continent?
America.
What's the name of our continent? What's the
Our
name of the
continent?
continent? What's the name of the continent?
North America. North America.
Sorry, and what's the name of the continent underneath us?
South America.
Okay, so just by naming it the Gulf of America, I have great news for you. That just
America.
recertifies the fact that it's owned by North and South American countries. Thank you.
No, he's meaning United States
I'm
of
sorry. Then he
America.
should have said the Gulf of the United States of America because America just refers to North and South America.
Why else would he have changed
America,
the name?
because he's not smart. And the fact that you're reiterating something just proves that you are along those same lines. Donald Trump said, I love the poorly educated. Like, yeah, you've proven that, okay? So we're going to be very clear. Like the Gulf of Mexico, aka the Gulf of America, because even then that would still be grammatically correct because North and South America border the Gulf, right? And they all share the Gulf. It's still correct because North and South America, it's still correct. Even though I don't agree with it, it's still correct. Okay. It just is recertifying the fact that the Gulf is owned by all of the countries. It's an international body of water shared by all of the countries, not owned. I'm correcting my language. Shared by all of the countries that are a part of North and South America. Congratulations, Donald Trump. You have acknowledged that there's more than one country on the continent of North America. I love it. Thank you, Donald Trump, for finally acknowledging that there is North and South Americas. And thank you for acknowledging that both of those continents also can share the Gulf. We love this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Donald Trump. Let's get huge W's in the chat for Donald Trump for acknowledging other countries exist and other continents. Thank you so much, Donald Trump. We appreciate this so much. We acknowledge that other continents exist. Good job, Donald Trump. You've done something right. Woohoo!
I just don't understand where you're coming from, because all it is common sense that if somebody's
Sir,
bringing
you still don't know where
substances-
Venezuela is, and all you had to do was look it up on Google. Like, guys. Guys. Dude doesn't even know where Venezuela is on a map. Thank you, OC, for the jewels. COD, thank you for the jewels. Sandy, thank you for the jewels. Goober, thank you. Okay, Yumo, I didn't say that Canada was better. Did I make a comment saying that Canada was better? I don't know what we're doing. Are we talking about for substances? Yeah, we do have a lot of illegal substances that come across the Canadian border too. Thank you, Scarlett, so much for the sage slash. That's cute. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Goober, for the jewels, and thank you, Shan, for the jewels as well. That was for a skull dance. Oh my god, that was cool. Guys, friendly reminder, if you are watching me over on the tubes, I would like to get 5 new members on the live today. That's a very small ask, and I would appreciate that, guys, so much. It is the easiest way to support me. You can also become a sub over on the Purple app. You can become a sub over on TikTok. It's called Superfan now on TikTok. Don't forget to be double tapping that screen over on TikTok, and most importantly, on TikTok and Twitchy, be sure to hit that follow button on the tubes. You hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free. We're going to go ahead and open back up these phone lines. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
I agree, Catalast. Okay. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No, but I wanted to correct some things you said earlier.
I'm okay, thank you. Jocular just gifted 5 memberships. Can we get huge W's in the chats for Jocular, please? For gifting out 5 memberships. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello? Okay. Guys, if you are not still actively supporting Donald Trump, do not get offended when I hang up on you. You are not. Oh my God, that looks so cool. I'm so glad I changed that. You are not the demographic that I'm looking to speak to. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 21.
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you stop the stream in the background?
Yeah, sorry.
You're fine. Thank you. All right. And why is it that what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, actually, I came on to ask you why you don't support Trump, because I understand
I can
people
give
have
you a very
different
quick
thoughts.
answer. All
Okay.
right.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it's not quick, but it's very nuanced, okay? I don't
No, go ahead.
agree with a president that actively ignores and goes against articles and amendments of the United States Constitution. I don't support a president that believes in joking about making one of our closest neighbors the 51st state ahead of our other territories that could 100% be made states first. I don't agree with a president that jokes about buying another country, that talks about taking back the Panama Canal after it was rightfully given back to them in 1999. 1949 due to an act of Congress because of civil unrest because of our military occupation. And I certainly don't agree with a president that says that he's not going to feed American citizens until the Democrats end the shutdown. So he's actively saying that fuck you, America. And I hope that 42 million people can starve this month because he doesn't actually give a shit about American people. And I think that proved it.
Okay. I want to know.
I'm good. You said you just had to ask me a question about why I don't support Trump, and I think I answered it for you. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, how old are you?
12.
Okay. You need to be an adult. Hey, Tanner. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello? Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
23.
23. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I was kind of confused, and I wanted to know why you don't support him.
Thank you, Scarlett, for the membership. Sorry, did you hear me with the last caller?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I will answer it again, but I'm not going to do it with you on the line. So thank you. I don't support a president that actively goes against articles and amendments of the United States Constitution, jokes about making another country the 51st state, jokes about purchasing another country, and jokes about taking back something that was given. Thank you, Tommy, for the gifted membership. Taking back a country, like a part of a canal that we didn't own, like except for a very small amount of time. Like, what do you guys want me to say? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 43.
43. Okay, are you sure?
Huh.
Sorry, you started saying 20 something, so I felt like that deserved that follow-up question.
I
there.
wasn't even thinking about it. It's all good.
All right. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his current 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, I was calling about how you were acting like the drug boats.
Can
were
you
fishing
talk
boats.
about what I just asked you a question? I don't know if people realize this, okay? And I don't know why I have to say this. It seems like every single stream. However, I like starting conversations brand new. Like I had just started this live. You're my very first caller. Okay. I want to hear about why you personally, what has Donald Trump done to earn your continued support in his first 9 months?
Blowing up drug runners.
And do you have proof that they're drug runners?
I mean, I think it's funny that you act like they're fishing vessels when they look absolutely nothing like fishing vessels.
Oh, okay. Is that why the Colombian president has said that was in fact a fisher's boat that they blew up after Donald Trump said it was a Venezuelan boat, but then it turned out it was a Colombian resident and they were in fact fishermen, or that we've had women from Venezuela and Colombia and even from Cuba come out and say that their husbands were fishermen and they were just trying to bring food home for their family that they blew up. Do you have anything other than the president of the United States and his goon squad that you can reference as proof, providing proof that they were in fact drug smugglers? They
have.
Actually, I have a better question. Why did that general retire? Why did that general leave his service earlier after only being with the administration?
I'm not aware of that, General. I'm not sure.
Oh, you're not aware of it? Okay.
I've run drug
I think it's... You've run drug operations? Dude, you shouldn't say... Also, say substances, for Christ's sake. I've asked... If you were listening that entire time, I asked that because I'm tired of asking someone to say substance.
No,
okay.
You're rude. You're very rude. Hey.
Cry me a river. I don't care if you think I'm rude. You can literally cry.
With the Coast Guard and the U.S. Navy.
I'm sure you don't. I don't care about your appeal to authority. Yeah, literally, I can be even more rude. That is a very true statement, Marina. Thank you, Howard, for the jewels. Thank you, Angelica, for the jewels. Aslan said, dude, Ari is the ultimate correction in this conversation. That's funny. Programming, thank you for the jewels. Thank you, Melanine, for the jewels. Programming with the jewels. Jose with the jewels. And G Jack with the jewels. Guys, if you guys send me super chats, I will read them between callers. Let's lay out the baseline. If you are not still supporting Donald Trump, do not call the number. First of all, okay? Second of all, we start brand new conversations here. If you want to continue on the conversation with somebody else, text me and maybe I'll ask them about, sharing digits and y'all can go have a hoo-hurrah, and have a conversation that way. I promise you the last person doesn't need you to defend them. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Kid, go outside. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm actually 40.
40. Okay, well, happy early birthday, it sounds like.
Thank you.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, 100%.
100%. Fantastic. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, he's started the flame to put Americans first versus taking care of people that are here illegally and undocumented.
Okay.
And what they're doing is feeding off our welfare system and taking advantage. My parents are what you call immigrants, and I live in a city full of them. 98% of them take advantage of the system. They take welfare while their family members work, and they ship money over to their countries.
And are you familiar with the Personal Responsibility and Worker Opportunity Requirement Act of 1996?
I've heard of it, but if you want to share some information on it, that's huge.
Yeah, so specifically, that is a law, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I got one of the words wrong. It's reconciliation, not responsibility. Just want to correct myself on that one. Okay, so states can offer benefits from their own pot of money to illegal or undocumented immigrants per this 1996 law, but they can get 0 cents, literally 0 cents in reimbursement from the federal government if they are trying to offer benefits to somebody that is an undocumented immigrant.
Got you. And
Yeah,
those
and that's
funds
from
come from where?
1996 from their own
Got
state
you.
government,
Yeah, but where does the state government get those funds from?
from their own taxpayers. And
No,
just so
ma'am,
you're
from the
aware,
hardworking legal Americans that have been here working hard, and now we have to take
taxpayers.
taxpayers. Yes, ma'am.
Taxpayers. Yeah, that's what I said,
fund-
and you just said no.
No. What I'm saying is taxpayers are taking care of illegal
Okay, so is
entry
it
people
okay?
that come here without
Yeah.
the proper due process. And President Trump is bringing that to the light. Now, I'm an immigrant.
And
Yo hablo español.
I don't care.
98% of us come here and
Sir.
take advantage of the system. I see it
Sir,
firsthand.
you can go be a self-hating bigot somewhere else. I don't give a
I'm
shit
not
about.
self-hating.
I
I'm
don't
stating
give
the
a
fact.
shit about you
The
being a
immigrants do
Mexican
not care
person,
about
like or
you.
Hispanic. Okay, and I don't care
They don't
about
care
you
about you
either.
or
I
the
don't care
country.
about you, and Donald
They
Trump
take
certainly doesn't
advantage.
care about this country. They take
Well,
advantage.
I
Oh
care.
no, they take advantage. Are you
They
aware
do.
that the majority of these laws were passed with, guess what? Their states agreeing with it, with the constituents in their state agreeing
Of
to pay
course
for
they
it. Very
agree to it because
similarly,
those
I just want to let
taxes
you know,
fund their
sir,
jobs. Yeah, it's a
the
big
taxes
scheme.
don't fund their jobs, you fucking ninny. Like,
The
goddamn,
state
do you know
employees
anything
don't work
about this
off
shit? Okay,
tax-paid
so for
wages.
example, like in the state of Colorado, they recently just
Okay.
voted to go ahead and make sure that their taxpayer money goes to ensure that all students in public school have access to school lunches. So you see how
That's
these
huge.
things like actually happen
Yeah.
as a legislative
And
option
you
where people
avoided the
can vote on it.
topic
That's a
because
democratic
all state
option.
workers'
So what you're talking
salaries
about is
come from
absolutely
taxes.
incorrect. Yes, it can
All
happen if a
all
state so
state
chooses
workers
to do
get
so.
paid
And a
our
lot of states,
taxes.
guess what? They allowed their citizen population to vote on it.
Ma'am,
And just so
why
you
don't
know,
you
it's not
send
even that
money to
many
the
states in the
Mexicans?
United States of America. You
Send
guys want to
money.
cry about 9
See,
states that offer
she's
these things
talking
to
over
their
me because
citizen
she's getting
populace,
cooked.
that a lot of their citizens, guess what? They
Yeah.
voted their people into that power in order
And
to make that
we're
an option
voting
for
them
them.
out
I like how
by
individuals
voting
such as
Trump
yourself would
in.
rather see someone go hungry than anything else.
No,
Now, I
ma'am,
would love
I'd
to
rather
ask you this
see
question.
them
If you
go
are so hung
legal.
up on this, if you are so hung
That's
up on
why
this,
you're over
okay,
talking me,
dude,
because
until
you're
you
getting
stop
cooked.
talking over me, I'm literally
Okay.
not going to continue to engage in the conversation
Okay.
with you. So if you would like to calm down for a second and maybe answer a question, let's see if
Sure.
you have, okay, sir.
Yes.
There are congressionally appropriated funds sitting in with USDA right now. That's a contingency fund, right? To continue to fund SNAP and feed 42 million Americans.
Yeah. Non-working Americans, that 90%
Yeah,
of
you
them
don't
are
give a shit.
physically
Got it.
able to work.
You have no proof of that. Got it. I wanted to see. He said he only cared about American citizens and that the immigrants, they're taking our jobs. They're taking advantage of us. We're feeding all these illegal immigrants. We're doing it wrong. All of the Hispanics come over here and they don't care about you. That's him. Okay. That was him. He literally said that himself. Okay. Just to be very clear, he literally said that himself. All right. So, dude just proved that he doesn't give a shit about American citizens either. That's cool to know. I just wanted to test his logic. Thank you, Goober, for the jewels. J-Mac, thank you for all of the jewels. I know I said that wrong. You're rude. I don't see it. What about something worse that would be funny? I don't know. Thank you, Aslan. Thank you, Goatkeeper, Black Octane, Aslan. Trump-owned mother is an immigrant. That's true. His wife is also an immigrant. Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess Jesus is Lord. Thank you, Bird, for the 10. And Goat, thank you for the Goat trophy, Brad. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything on this chat. Everything went a little bit wonky on me. Nope, just the one. Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
You are. Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
He's changing the educational system when it comes to LGBTQ+, which I really don't
Sorry,
agree
he
with.
literally can't do that, and I'm like not even sure what you're talking about in that regard because I don't know if you realize this. But the Department of Education, I assume that's what you're going on about. The Department of Education at the federal level cannot determine what curriculum is taught at the state and local level. That's been a thing since its inception. So
So what
if
about
you're
him
just if you
changing the
just don't
laws
like
about, what
somebody, then
about
go
him
fuck
changing the
yourself.
law?
I believe in letting people be people. Okay? That's how I feel. Also, guys, don't at my backup account. I forgot to put that up there. My bad, guys. That was my bad. Not the right one. That one? Not the right one. I give up. I hate everything. I don't actually. I just hate sometimes technology. There we go. Technology doesn't like me. The act that I was talking about from 1996 is PRWORA. And that is called the Personal Responsibility in Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Can you stop the stream in the background or turn it down, please?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Hey, I don't give a fuck about Trump or none of
Okay.
that.
Well, thank you, man. You have a good one. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
6-7!
6-7. You gotta say it slower. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi.
Child, please go play a game. It's Saturday. Go outside. Play some soccer. Kids, go outside and play some soccer. Key Lime, I'm not even sure. I only know about it mostly because of South Park. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, I would just like to first point out that I would like to debate and not talk over one another.
This
so
is a
I'm gonna
conversation.
start
It's actually commentary. This isn't a debate. I don't see a moderator
Yeah,
any in the
well,
room anywhere in the room with us, and I'm not pulling up a timer so that we each have equal amounts of time to speak. So if you can't agree to that, then I'll just go on to the next caller.
no. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to try my best
Okay.
not to talk over you, and then I hope it's reciprocated. You know.
So
Are you
what has
still there,
Donald
ma'am?
Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I would say that 2 calls ago, I believe it was, maybe 1 call ago.
Okay,
the
if you're
gentleman
going to
talked
bring
about-
up something else, I'm going to move on to the next
No,
caller.
no.
I literally laid down my line a while ago, and we're going to say it again. Friendly reminder before you dial the number on the screen. This is a brand new conversation with you. I don't care about what the last guest said or what the previous callers say. I want to know about why you personally voted for Donald Trump. If you are not voted, sorry, why you still support Donald Trump. If you don't still support him, then don't call the number either. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing
Awesome.
this
I'm
fine
doing
evening?
well. How old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am, yes.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, he saved me quite a bit of pay, at least for my occupation.
He saved you pay?
He did, actually, yes. It was quite nice. In fact, a lot of military members enjoy having him in office simply for his ability to pay us when needed.
Oh, okay. You're
Of course,
just
it's through
gotcha.
anonymous donation, you know,
Which
but
is literally against so many different laws.
yes, but wouldn't you want your military to be paid?
Oh
for
no, I
protecting you?
absolutely agree. Like, I don't know if anybody realized this, but I absolutely already made a video like 2 weeks ago when the Republican Party introduced a bill that actually said that the military members should still be paid. I absolutely think that they should still be paid, especially the ones that are deployed internationally, right? And I admonish the Democratic Party for voting against it because that's not something that I agree with. So congratulations. Yay, I am glad that he's still paying our active duty militaries members. We'll see if that still happens on the 15th or not, because the I don't know if a lot of people even realize this or not, but the budget that they're taking from is actively what funds about 15% of all of our Air Force bases in the United States of America, and they're barely operable right now because that fund is now being used to pay for the military members, which again, I still agree with them getting paid, but cause and effect.
Cause and effect indeed, yet certain things just have to happen.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to debate on?
This isn't a debate.
Well, then why would you have people call?
I'm sorry. Is there a debate anywhere on my channel? Or does it say commentary or like conversations?
Well, your previous callers made it sound a lot like a debate rather than a conversation held between 2 people.
Yeah, because it's called matching energy. And when they start being stupid, I just kind of return their silly little energy back. So I hope that helps.
Well, that's not very mature.
Well, neither are you right now.
Okay. Well, I
I'm
would
sorry. If
think
you're
I'm being
calling me
quite
immature, that's called projection. And so you've just
Oh,
proven that you're
well,
also not being very mature.
I'm sorry you think I projected on you. It's quite unfortunate.
You see how you just invalidated your own apology?
Invalidated by calling it unfortunate.
No. Do you not know how you invalidated your own apology?
Care to explain?
I'm sorry you think. That's invalidating your own apology.
Well, it's your opinion that I
No, it's
projected
actually
on you.
not. Are you a psychologist?
I work closely with some psychologists.
Then I suggest that you ask them, if I tell somebody, I'm sorry you thought this way, ask them if that is invalidating the apology or if that's an acceptable apology. And you probably need to see them for more reasons than that. So have a good one.
You're awesome.
Snoop, if I was brain dead, I wouldn't be able to sit here and have a conversation with anybody. to quote my good friend Monica, I love the Lord. I wish I had that. I don't have that queued up. Thank you for the jewels. MAGA has 0 facts, just propaganda. Sad. Yes, that is typically how that goes. My Oma in Germany tells us what's happening with military there, and she said they are having to eat from soup kitchens there. Correct. Actually, the German government is the one that is paying their citizens that are working on military bases when it's supposed to be the United States military paying them for working on their bases. So, shout out to Germany for doing that. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? I'm sorry for anybody's headphones. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 41.
41. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
100%.
100%. Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
He banned men from playing in women's sports. Am I lying?
Yay, 12 people aren't allowed to play in the NCAA anymore. Wow. Wow. 12 people affected my whole fucking life. Wow. Ah, fucking dumbasses. No, I think he said, am I lying? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome.
I
How old are
hate
you?
Donald Trump so
Okay,
much.
well, you have a good one, man. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Jeez. Go scream into the wind, not my ears. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
You're awesome.
Hello.
Kid, go play outside. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
How old are you?
Old enough for your mom.
Doubt that. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
26.
Okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
All right. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
You're awesome.
I would say that he helped to lower the unemployment rate. It fell to 3.5%.
Sorry, in his
And
current office? What part of 9 months in office did you not understand?
in his 9 months in office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you realize this, but the last data that we have when it comes to unemployment from the Bureau of Labor Statistics is unemployment rate is at 4.3%, which is an increase. So it went up.
Okay, understood. That's a good question.
Yeah, 9 months in office.
Well, we can say that there have been, for people who are serious about their income, there have been a lot of stock market gains. So people have gained money in the
Correct.
stock
Yeah.
market.
So more people that the people that are able to afford to invest in the stock market have reached gains. Congratulations. That doesn't help people in poverty.
Okay, so anybody can invest in the stock market.
If you have
Now,
money, you have to have money in order to be able to invest in the stock market. And it's
when
not
you
even
say
a
money, wait,
yeah, dude,
I'm
you
gonna let
have
you
to
finish.
have money to invest in the stock
I invest.
market.
I'm an investor. I'm an average American,
Okay,
but I
good for
also
you.
invest in the stock market.
And what did I say you or did I say those in poverty?
Okay, so those in poverty, you still,
Yeah.
if you do people in poverty, I come from poverty. So do
Yeah,
people
and
in
it sounds
poverty
like
have
you're no longer
$0?
in it. God damn, that's
Do
not what
people
I
in
said.
poverty have
What
$0?
can
Okay,
you?
so if you
Okay,
have some type of money, you
Stop
can
trying.
invest
Hey,
in the
buddy,
stock
Pookie
market.
Pie. Stop
Yes,
trying to
Pookie Pie.
straw man what I said. How about you try to repeat back
Okay,
what I
Pookie
said?
Pie.
If you didn't listen to me, just say I didn't
Okay,
hear
let me
you.
listen.
Can you repeat?
Let me listen. Can you please repeat, Pookie Pie?
Awesome. I said that doesn't benefit those who are in poverty who don't have the money or might not have the money to invest within the stock market. Doesn't mean I'm saying that they have no money, you silly goose.
But you have to be specific. silly.
I
You
did.
have to be
I was
specific when you say that.
specific.
That's not specific.
I was specific.
They don't
You
have
weren't
enough
listening.
money to see
You
gains in the stock
weren't
market.
listening.
Okay. I think I corrected you, and it was pretty profound. I have more points though. We can move on to a different point.
You weren't listening. Bye. Thank you for your donation, Mako. Also, Degan said, why do all these transmission corn watching MAGA breathe so heavy through them? I don't know, but that's a hilarious comment. I love that. What did Kamala and Biden do? Shaking my head. You're dumb. It's YOU_RE and then dumb. Because if I own the word dumb, then I would say I would be using that so much. Thank you, Peter, for the gem gun over on TikTok. I would be using that so much. And I would be saying it to like everybody. And I would also have it trademarked if I own the word. Because YOUR is possessive, and I don't own that word. But I would definitely have that trademark, and you would not be able to say it. Or if every time you said it, you'd own me like a penny. Wait, no, sorry. Pennies are being phased out, so you would owe me 5 cents. Also, I do agree with, just to answer your question real quick, I agree with, sorry, I lost my train of thought for, the Infrastructure and Jobs Act that was signed by the Biden administration. I also agree with the Inflation Reduction Act that was signed by the Biden administration. I also agree with the PACT Act that was signed into law by the Biden administration. And also, I don't know if you realize this, but Biden gave our United States military members the highest pay increase that they have seen in, I think, the last 20 years, and it was 5.4%. Hey, Joshua, if you could actually point to how this was a debate and how I lost something just because you weren't listening to words, maybe. But you don't understand words, just like the last chatter. So, also TikTok, again, guys, we should already be at, with 360 people sitting in on TikTok, we should already be at 125,000 likes minimum. We should really be at 150. So I'm gonna need y'all to do a little bit better on the tippy taps. Thank you. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello.
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 34.
34. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I kind of like the tariffs and how the rest of the world sees the country at the moment.
Okay, and who paid? So let me just give you a real example here, okay? The United States of America has a 15% tariff on Japan, imports from Japan. Who pays that 15% tariff to the United States government?
Who pays the 15% tariff to the
From
United
imports
States?
from Japan to the United States government.
Who pays the imports?
Yeah.
Who?
So we are importing, right? So like we have people that import things from Japan, right? That's why there's a 15%
Right.
tariff. Who pays that
Yeah.
15% to the American government?
To the American government. So
Yeah,
you're
because the
saying
government
that,
collects it.
okay, so you're saying the American citizen pays the 15% to
No,
the
that's not what
government?
I'm saying.
Oh,
And
I'm
also,
sorry.
that doesn't make sense. Okay. I'm not saying the American citizen. All right. So someone is importing a good from Japan, or a company is
Right.
importing a good from Japan. Okay.
Right.
And we have a 15% import tariff. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So who is paying that 15% of the value to the American government?
Probably Japan, the company in Japan.
How would they do that?
How would they pay it?
Yeah, how would they pay that 15%? How would the Japanese exporter pay that 15% to the American government?
I think you're asking like, how are they going to make the money to pay it? Is that
No,
right?
no.
Okay. Exactly are you asking? How do they pay it? Like a credit card? I don't know. Like how do they pay it?
They don't. It's not the Japanese exporter.
They don't pay it.
No.
All right. Who does?
I'm so glad you finally asked. It is always the American importer.
Okay. So like the American citizen,
It,
basically. is-
if an
Like
individual
like I
imports
said.
something,
So the
yes.
cost
If the
the cost
individual
goes
imports
back down.
something, no, that's not even what I'm not even there. I literally just
Okay.
asked who pays it directly to the American government.
Right. So can you give me an example so I can better understand?
Okay, sure. Let's say a company like, I don't know, Black & Decker, right? They make tools.
Okay.
They
Yep.
import, I don't freaking know. Let's just say they import some steel. Okay. Or no, they import
Okay.
chips for how their power tools operate, right? They import the chips for the power tools. Okay?
Yeah.
So when they're importing from Japan and they get them directly from Japan, all right?
Right.
When
Yep. Gotcha.
they have an order of the value of the product is $1,000. Okay?
Okay.
That gets sent to the United States of America, and in order for them to redeem that or pick it up, they have to go through customs, right? Because it gets reviewed by customs. And the American importer, being Stanley, like Black & Decker, is now paying 15% of the claimed value of the goods, which is was $1,000, right?
Okay.
They are paying that 15% to customs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're the ones that pay that $150 to customs. So it's always
Yeah.
the American importer that pays it.
Okay.
And it is up to, at that point, Stanley Black & Decker to decide whether or not they pass that cost, that extra $150 between all of the products within there, to the American
Right.
consumer. It is not a guarantee
Yeah.
that they always
Obviously they
do.
would, right?
The majority of them do.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course you would.
Yeah, we already
So
have
we
companies
pay
like
a little bit
Procter and
higher
Gamble
prices.
and Black & Decker, which is why I use them, that I've already announced that they are going to pass on the cost to consumers.
Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah,
And why wouldn't you as a business?
exactly, because it eats into their
So
profit margin. So not only is it a tax on the businesses, right? But now it's also become an increase on the consumers, which is why
yeah.
we already had
Okay.
Jerome Powell, right? You know who Jerome Powell is?
I've heard of the name before, but I'm not really sure actually.
Are you familiar with the Federal Reserve?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yep.
So Jerome Powell, he's the head of the Federal Reserve. When he was talking about lowering the interest rates, right? Because he's lowered them twice now by a quarter of a percentage point, so at 0.25%.
He just did
He's
that?
Yes, he did it in October. He did it in September.
Okay.
Okay. He said that we are not seeing the full cost of tariffs hitting the market yet. He said I expect to see those soon. But he said that we are seeing it coming into effect in other ways, and we just haven't seen the full effect of it yet. But we are expecting to see it further. So yeah, even
Yeah, I mean,
Jerome Powell acknowledges that tariffs do most assuredly cause inflation.
yeah, I think it's a give and take because I think a lot of companies are making stuff in America now that there's tariffs. So we're bringing back
They
jobs to
are?
America,
What? Okay.
manufacturing.
Oh, we're bringing back manufacturing jobs? According to the last Bureau of Labor Statistics data that was released on September 5th, 2025, how many manufacturing jobs did we lose in the year of 2025, just year to date? Do you know?
I don't know.
78,000 manufacturing assembly jobs, which means that
And what
for
about 2024?
Sorry, sir, I'm not talking about 2024 right now. I'm talking about
Well, I
2025.
just,
Sorry, dude. Let me be
yeah,
very clear. You made a claim that tariffs are bringing jobs back to America. You don't then get to pivot when I tell you that we have actually lost these manufacturing jobs to be like, what about 2024? What about the year before?
yeah, I
Okay,
know,
that's
I
not
know, I
how
know.
that
Okay,
works, right? Because even if you want to go back that
okay.
far, we can look at the fact that in June
What?
of
Can I ask
2025,
your age?
we have the first reported job loss that we've seen since COVID. Since 2020, in the last 5 years, we've had the first reported job loss in 5 years that occurred in Donald Trump's presidency in June of 2025.
Can I ask your age?
34.
You're 34, same age as me. So, in your whole life, do you see manufacturing going down in America?
Yeah, sir. I've actually worked.
Yeah,
I've actually worked with the construction industry. I've worked with the manufacturing industry and the finance department. I
right.
absolutely did see it. I'm not
And
trying
it's
to
been
do an
going
appeal
down
to an
your whole
authority,
lifetime.
but yeah, cool.
It's been going down your whole lifetime, right? I
No, I
mean,
actually can't make that claim specifically.
oh, you don't think? Oh, okay, you're in Colorado, right?
I'm somewhere in the United States of America.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Michigan, and I've just seen
Good for you.
manufacturing go down my
Cool.
whole lifetime. So I don't know. I think
So are
tariffs
we?
are bringing
Oh, you just think
manufacturing
that they
back to
are,
America.
but statistical data says otherwise that they're not. Got it.
Well, the numbers are, statistical data is 2025. It's going to take time to see what actually happens. Just like you said, with your instance of tariffs causing inflation or whatever. It takes time. So I do still support Trump. I mean, there's some things I don't agree with that he's done.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he's better than Biden at this point. And
Lastly,
our
says
stance
we
on the
are
world.
seeing record high layoffs for the last 20 years. 20-year high job loss would say the opposite of what you're claiming. And that
Yeah,
I
what
think she's
are
saying
you
that
talking
to
about?
you, but I'm
Are you
not
talking
sure.
about the Amazon layoffs or the
Oh,
UPS?
Amazon has directly attributed their layoffs to AI. We know that,
Right.
right? But we
Yep.
also have, for example, oil companies that have announced layoffs that started happening last month, and they've announced them going through January of 2026. And their reasoning is that, well, OPEC is now pumping more oil into the market, so they're not able to keep up. And only Chevron CEO said it's because they made bad investment choices. But everyone else says it's because OPEC is now shoring up their market again and pumping more oil into the industry, meaning that our prices of to them to be able to sell it, it's just not marketable as much anymore with keeping their staff.
Okay. I don't know much about that. OPEC's an American company, right? Or not?
No,
No, it's not. So they're
no.
pumping oil, or they're just making a bunch of oil for us? Is that the thing? I really don't know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no. OPEC, that's an acronym. OPEC is the
Oh,
Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. So those are other countries that the
okay.
United States is not a member of OPEC.
So we're buying oil
You're
from
awesome.
a bunch of other countries.
Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela. Those are just the 5 main members, right, that
Okay.
started OPEC. But there's an additional 7 countries. It's a group of other
Gotcha.
countries that pump it into the.
And we've been doing this for decades, right?
No, actually, they had lowered their production in 2020, and they never re-increased it even after C-19 ended until now. And now it's hurting American oil producers.
Okay. Well, I do see gas prices going down
Yep.
in my area. Is that the reason?
Part of it.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, the fact that oil prices are going down, that's a good thing for the American consumer in their pocketbook. It's not a good thing for the oil and gas companies.
Oh, why not?
The American gas companies.
Because they're not making as much money.
Not making enough money. And again, like I said, they're having to lay off people.
Darn.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
that
a
also
bummer.
means that
But
we become less energy efficient by our own, or self-sufficient on our own.
yeah, that's a real problem. I wish we were
It is.
energy efficient.
We used to be.
Well, when did we used to be?
According to the EIA.gov, 2023 and 2024, the United States was the most energy independent country. At that, we're the most energy independent as a country that we have ever been, and we were also the #1 producer of oil anywhere in the world in 2023 and 2024. And we're going to
Wow.
lose that status.
I didn't know that. That's so weird because didn't like Biden say, or he just cut off the pipelines basically?
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No, the Keystone XL pipeline, which is the one I assume that you're referencing, was ended by a Maryland Supreme Court decision because it was going to be built through indigenous land, and also because it was going to go through wildlife preserves. And what happened was this was taken all the way up to the Supreme Court of the United States, by the way, under Donald Trump's presidency. And the Supreme Court of the United States of America kicked it back down to the lower court's decision, saying that where they're upholding that decision, and their decision stands, the Maryland Supreme Court case. So what Joe Biden did when he came into office was cancel the permits that was given to the Canadian company that was building Keystone XL, because the permits were already useless. The pipeline was already canceled by two Supreme Courts. Supreme Court of
Okay,
Maryland
but
and the Supreme Court of the United States of America.
wow, you're very knowledgeable on all this stuff.
You're awesome.
So you're saying in 2023 and 2024 we were pumping more oil
Yes, we were
than
considered
than
the
now?
#1 producer of oil in the entire world.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So why, like, isn't that? I mean, people on the left don't want oil, or they don't want combustion engines, and they don't want fossil fuels, right?
No, we just need a different energy source.
Yeah, what would you prefer as an energy source?
Honestly, it's going to take a long time to phase away from gasoline. I do think that we need to continue our investments in solar and wind energy. It's already proven effective in other countries, specifically European countries, where people can literally just go to big brand stores, like what would be our equivalent of Home Depot, but internationally, and purchase solar panels, and they get a tax discount at the end of it. Nuclear is also an option. I'm not sure how I feel about nuclear power itself, but I do know that it is a decent option. But
I
yeah,
think it's probably the best option,
probably.
and I think solar is great if you're in the middle of nowhere, probably, and you can't get fuel there. But it takes a lot of fuel to make solar panels and batteries, and same thing with wind to ship all those windmills around. It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. I don't know
What are
what to
your
help
thoughts
you with
on
that.
that?
Yeah, sure. It cannot make sense to you. It's worked for a long time in a lot of states that had it, and we see that people are losing job in the energy industry, or this energy sector as well because of all of the cuts that have been done by the Donald Trump administration to those sectors. So, no, I just disagree with you. We
Yeah,
have to
that sounds like
progress.
a pivot
No,
as well. So you're
that's
pivoting.
okay. We're done. Bye. You don't know what a pivot is. You directly asked me about wind energy. And wind energy, they are losing jobs right now because Donald Trump rolled back our progress on them. That's a fact. What? And that they're losing jobs in that industry. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
6-7.
6-7. Say it slower. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
What year did you graduate high school?
2016.
No, that's not mathematically sound. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi.
Hi,
Is this
how old
live?
are you?
I am 47.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, that's a very narrow question. I guess if you want an answer, the basic answer is yes, but there's a way better way to talk about it in the much bigger picture, which you're not getting down to.
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, mommy, fuck on you.
That was weird already. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 30.
30. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Can you get closer to your microphone?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. And okay. What has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Yes. So recently in June, he had a proposal that was publicized to create Trump accounts providing every U.S.-born child $1,000 in an investment account and up to $5,000 a year contribution. It can be used for higher education, training, first home, or business.
Mm-hmm.
How
It's
do you
not
feel about
that.
that?
I just want to let you know who's putting in that $5,000.
The parents.
The parents. Okay. Sorry. You make sure
Yeah.
you phrase it correctly because the way that you phrased it made it sound like to viewers that it's
Mm-hmm.
the government that's putting in $5,000.
Oh, so
Cool.
can I rephrase that?
No, it's good. We've already clarified it. It's only the government that would be putting in $1,000. It's also only up through the
Okay.
time that he leaves office. The accounts will no longer be offered after December 31st, 2028. And so it's only for
Right.
children that have been born since he was in office. I think it's just I don't disagree with it. I just think it's weird
Why do you think it's weird?
that it needs to be named after Donald Trump. That's weird.
But is it beneficial to children? And
I just said I agreed with it. What more can what else do you want me to say to that? I said I
no,
think it's a great idea. I just said I think it's weird that it's named after him.
no, I heard you. I completely
Okay,
understand what you're saying,
cool.
but I'm just asking you, do you think it benefits Americans now? Like, that's a kind of a separate question.
I think that it has the potential to benefit them, but most IRA accounts or even most family savings accounts that you can get don't have a cap on how much you can input into it. So, not for the
Okay.
moment. It doesn't actually benefit American citizens, so not directly.
So you don't think $1,000 to every U.S.-born baby within that time frame
Can
in
they
an
use it
investment account
immediately?
that
No.
okay, wait, hold on. So you're saying that investing is not beneficial to Americans?
I didn't say that. Maybe you should
Immediately.
stop straw
An
manning my
investment is
argument.
for long term.
That's not what I said. Maybe you should stop straw manning my argument.
But that's what you suggested.
It's not what I suggested. You're straw manning my argument.
Okay,
You
so
asked very
can you correct me, please?
specifically, is it beneficial to American citizens now? I asked
You're
you,
right.
can they withdraw from it? You didn't answer, and I said, no, they cannot. So no, it's not
You're
beneficial
absolutely
for
right.
the American citizens right in this moment, especially when a lot of American citizens that are still actively having children right now, let's just say there's probably 20% of them fall under that 42 million American citizens that are not receiving SNAP payments this month. So again, no, if they are not able to withdraw from it, then immediately when they have an absolute need for their child, then no, I don't think that it's a benefit right in this moment. Again, I said overall in the long term, it'll work out because that's something that they have after they turn the age of 18. But perhaps you should try listening instead of trying to assume my argument.
Absolutely. I appreciate that correction. And I do agree
Cool.
with you
What's your next
on
point?
the fact that it's long term. Okay. And then in November, he actually announced that they had agreements with pharmaceutical manufacturers
For
to reduce
Medicaid and
prescription.
Medicare recipients
No,
only. It does not extend to all insurance companies. They've only agreed to lower prices for Medicaid and Medicare recipients because that's the only thing that the federal government has control over.
Is that a fact?
Can the federal government right now in its capacity without signing a new piece of legislation control the prices that insurance companies place on for their prescriptions?
Can I expound on what you just said though?
Bro, if you don't even know
Can I
that this is a
expound?
simple no answer, then I'm fucking done with you.
I can.
It's a simple no answer. As of right this second, literally, the federal government has zero capacity to tell individual corporations and insurance companies how much they can price pharmaceuticals at. It's private, which is why when I say that Donald Trump making an announcement, it only refers to Medicaid and Medicare recipients because that's the only thing that the federal government has the legal authority to control over right now. Only thing they have the legal authority to control right now. God freaking dang it. All right, sorry about that. No more pennies. Damn, that means I cannot collect copper, which is better. Yeah, I think you still could technically collect them for copper. Goober, thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the jewels. Tariffs on steel stop factory construction. I don't disagree with you there, Venom. I would agree with you there. I'd like to call in. The Google number says caller not available. So yes, guys, and I know you sent this twice. RG. When I have a caller on the line and when I'm going through chats, the number is turned on to do not disturb so that I'm not constantly hearing the beep beeping in my ear. Thank you, Goober, for all of the jewels, and thank you, Paula, for the jewels as well. We'll go ahead and open these phone lines back up. Tiki Talk, let's keep double tapping that screen. You guys are doing awesome. If you're new here, be sure to hit that follow button as well. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 35.
I just spoke to you. Have a good one. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Bro, why do you guys do weird shit with voice modulators? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I am, yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
Sorry. I'm sorry. You cut out on my phone. I apologize. I'm 27.
Old are you? 27. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
So it is the creation of the Golden Dome. I personally believe.
Have we seen it yet?
No, but it's going to take years to make. I mean, it's a giant.
Well, then don't say the creation.
Satellite.
You can say the concept or the plan of the Golden Dome is
great.
great.
That's
but
fair.
It's
Yeah,
not
the
created.
concept of
So, sorry, words are important.
No, you're right. That's my apology.
I have a hype
So,
train. Thank you guys. And also, sorry, I forgot to thank
congratulations.
Miss Brait for the subscription over on Twitchy.
That's fine. No, so the concept of it is actually, it's one of the biggest reasons I still support him, because I genuinely believe, honestly, that a nuclear defense net conceptually is one of the most important things America could create. I actually put it above a lot of other things because I believe genuinely that the lack of a way to counter nuclear weapons from our geopolitical rivals is the biggest reason we can't help a lot of our allies. Countries like Ukraine, which I want to say.
Sorry, you are kind of going all over the place here.
Sorry.
In his
I
concept
felt
of
like
the
I was on
Golden
one
Dome
subject.
system, how does it cover Hawaii?
Well, I mean, it can't cover. Well, I mean, it's in orbit. It would be able to, I would imagine, be a sort of like blanket that floats
No, even
over.
on his
Well,
own thing that he's like put out on his True Social, because he like created a whole weird little mock-up type dealio. It doesn't cover Hawaii, and neither does it cover
okay. Well,
Alaska.
I'll be honest. Those are not as important as mainland America when it comes to the defense of the United States citizens towards the threat of nuclear weapons. Yes, it would be a shame if those two places got hit, but I would rather a partial defense that works than a not total defense that it doesn't exist.
Got it. I always love
Um,
this. I'm sorry, I do always love how people are like, well, mainland America is more important than, I don't know, Alaska or Hawaii. It's just always such a weird take. We only care
Well-
about the mainland American citizens as much as, or more than we care about the ones on the island or the one in cold ass Alaska. And of course, we're forgetting about the American citizens in Guam and Puerto Rico. So yeah, it's always fun.
I lived in Alaska for 10 years.
Dude,
I
I
do
don't
love
care
Alaska.
about where you lived. I just find it very hilarious when people say shit like that.
Okay, my thing is, like 95% of the American population lives on mainland America, and I believe that it would be better to partially support the 95% of citizens who would die completely if this didn't exist over
Sure, so
the
just fuck the rest of the
100% that
country. I
would
got it. No, it's cool.
absolutely die. But my thing is, I genuinely believe, with Trump having kind of 360'd on his support for Ukraine, and now suddenly supporting them for the most part.
No, he's not. He turned
I-
around again.
Well, no, he just
Yeah, he did.
didn't sell them tomahawks. He
No, he
still is
turned around
supporting
again.
them.
No, he's not. He turned around again. He literally said that I don't think so. He went from saying this is actually what I would consider support, right? Is when he said in September, "Oh, Ukraine can win the war." Right? He said that unequivocally. Ukraine can win. They're going to win the war. I have absolute faith that they can win the war, etc., 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 blah, 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 blah. And then when the Nobel Peace Prize results came out and Putin was like, the Nobel laureates have lost all credibility because they didn't give Donald Trump the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize. So I am also now going to recommend him for the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize, even though, I don't think that they have any credibility left. And Donald Trump is like, so no more tomahawks for Ukraine. And also, Ukraine's not going to win this war. There's no way. They can't win this war. And also, Russia should have won this war in 2 weeks.
Well, so I never saw anything like that, so I don't believe that's real. But
Okay.
I will say my thing is, I believe. Well, I've never heard him say that he turned back and that Russia will win. And
Oh, no, he didn't say Russia will win. He just said that Ukraine had no chance of winning. Because before then, well, sorry, no, he actually, he's gone back and forth so much about the fact that Ukraine should keep their land. Ukraine's not going to be able to keep their land. Like, he can't decide which side of the pole he's going to stand on when it comes to Ukraine. He also
it
just
sounds like
mocked
he has
Ukraine and
chosen his
Zelensky the
side
other day.
because
So
it sounds like he has chosen his side.
yeah, he
because
chose the
is
side of Russia.
continually
He's made it
defending-
very clear about that on his
Well,
True
no,
Social
he's-
post,
he's
putting out
continued
there,
sending
I'm
weapon
very
shipments.
disappointed in Putin that he should have
But he's
won the
continued
war
sending
in 2
weapons.
weeks. He should have been able to win the war in 2 weeks. Donald Trump made it very clear that he absolutely
So-
supports Putin and that he wanted Putin to win the war.
let's go back to the Golden Dome here. What I was going to
I
say.
don't care, dude, about the Golden Dome. Cool. We are in
You
support
but
of
you
only
asked why I support
95%.
Trump,
Cool. It's a
but you
concept that's going to cost us billions of dollars to get up and running. Congratulations. That's more money added to the national debt.
billions of dollars to save millions of lives in the case of it, and
In theory,
giving
and there's
us
also no proof.
that
Like, here's the thing that I love about this, right? Is there's zero proof that it would actually have the capacity in any way, shape, or form of stopping a nuclear weapon. And then also, what would be the fallout of a nuclear weapon going boom, boom in the sky?
a lot less bad than
A lot less
it
bad. You
going
mean
boom boom.
damaging our entire our the air that we breathe? We actually
So
don't know what the
the
actual
half-life
fallout
of
would be. Sorry, not the economy. What is it? The ecological fallout would be if a nuclear weapon blew up in the air.
I'm a nuclear weapons engineer, and I can tell
I'm
you
sure
right
you're
now,
not. I don't care about your appeal to authority right now.
what I was going to tell you is if you look
I
it
don't
up,
care about your
the
appeal to
half-life
authority right
of
now.
radiation is
I
about
don't
3
care
days.
about your appeal to authority right now.
Okay, now I'm just stating a fact.
Okay.
The
I'm going to state that again. I don't care about your appeal to an authority. Right? Moon, I agree with that. Thank you, Goober, for the jewels, and thank you, She Don't Wanna Be Named, for the jewels. I like that username. That's kind of cute. Oh, this is funny. Hold on, guys. Yellow. I'm sure it is. Oh, okay. What's your badge number? What's your badge number? Oh. Okay. Well, Pookie Pie, go find better things to do on a Saturday. I don't know if you realize this, but you could have already woken up next to a pretty girl or something. Sounds like you ain't getting no pussy, so good luck, bro. You gotta harass random women on the internet? You ain't 12. You got the voice of an adult. Oh, I know you guys can't hear. That was on purpose, because I knew somebody was gonna slur. Sucks to suck, broski. I mean... I know. That's why I put it on mute, because I was like, I already know. Also, I kind of know where this is going to, so hold on. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hi, how old are you? Are you still supporting Trump? Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Maybe peace.
Maybe peace?
I drive a car. I've noticed gas prices are down. I've noticed that the world is more at peace.
Is it?
You know, the trajectory is peace.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
since when has a leader come in and solved 8 wars in
What are those
like
8
9
wars?
months?
What are those 8 wars that he solved? Can you name them all?
Well, you have Iran and Israel, which was only a 12-day war.
I'm sorry. Do we
That
give credit
war,
to somebody for starting a war and escalating it
he didn't
further?
start the war,
I'm
but he
sorry.
made sure the war
Donald
ended in
Trump,
12 days.
I want to help you out with something. Donald Trump absolutely took credit for the war starting. He said that him and Netanyahu came up with the plan together for him to bomb Iran the way that they did. So he absolutely took claim for starting a war. I'm not going to give credit to somebody that claims to have started said war.
But do you agree that 12 days is a very short period for a war?
Cool. I don't care. I don't give credit to somebody
I mean,
that started the war.
how long
I'm
did
so
Israel
sorry. I'm so
how long
sorry.
was
Let me
Israel in a war
repeat
with
this and
Gaza?
make this very clear to you, kiddo. I do not give credit to someone that says that they assisted in starting the war. Okay? Donald Trump said that he planned with Netanyahu their bombing attack on Iran. He is the one who made that claim. So therefore, he took credit for the starting of the 12-day war. He also escalated it further when they dropped bombs with our B-2 bombers on the nuclear facilities within Iran, right? The nuclear facilities where people are now back there and they're reconstructing it right now. And then we also have satellite images showing that they also emptied out the facilities because Donald Trump can't keep his fucking mouth shut on True Social and gave away the get on what was happening over there. He took the cat out of the bag. He let them know what was happening so they were able to empty out their facilities. What is the other wars that he's ended? Go.
He ended Israel and Hamas, which was
Except they're
huge
still
because Biden had
actively
2 years
killing
to
each
do
other
that.
right now, and the ceasefire is constantly being put on pause by Israel, and they are constantly violating it, and they just keep saying, "Oh,
He's done a
ceasefires
lot
off,
better than Biden.
ceasefires on, ceasefires off, ceasefires on, ceasefires off, ceasefires on." They're doing that about like every other day, sometimes even twice a day. They're still literally still at war, and people are still dying. What's the other war that he's ended? Go.
Okay, but would you give him credit for in convincing the NATO members to increase their defense to 5% of the GDP?
I'm sorry,
Which
was that the
nobody thought
question
was
that I asked,
possible,
or did
by
I
the way.
ask you to list me the 8 wars that Donald Trump has ended, and you've only listed 2 out of them, so you have 6 more to go through. Go. What are
Okay,
the other
I actually
6?
there was a war there was a short war between India and Pakistan that started that
And
he
India
actually got
said that
involved in and
I don't
ended.
know if you're aware of this. I give Donald Trump some credit for making a phone call to Pakistan, but India's Prime Minister Modi has made it very unequivocally clear that he had nothing to do, had zero conversation with Donald Trump in regards to their coordination with Pakistan, to the point where, because he's made it very clear that Donald Trump did not assist us in ending this war and has been very staunch and very vocal about it, that Donald Trump has hit them with counter, guess what, tariffs, because he's so upset that Prime Minister Modi won't agree with him that he helped end this war, right? That he said, I'm going to be a big petty little bitch, baby bitch, and apply tariffs to the largest democracy in Asia. Cool.
But don't you agree that the
Pakistan
guy
also themselves said, the prime minister at the United Nations made it very clear that India had zero knowledge of the fact that they had a phone call with Donald Trump. Cool. What's the other war?
So Armenia and Azerbaijan, which I actually know for a fact he actually put a lot of care into.
Yeah, when was their agreement signed? Oh, sorry, when was their agreement drafted?
When was their agreement drafted?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But
Cool. I can help you out with
that
this.
there's other
I can help you out with this. Again, I'm well aware of what was going on between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So Armenia and Azerbaijan have been in very close meetings. They have been for over a year now, where they've been making discussions and they've been coming to arrangements and trying to work through this themselves. They drafted that same agreement that they signed in July in front of the news reporters. They drafted that in March of 2025 with no assistance from Donald Trump. And the agreement that they signed was literally an agreement to come to a peace agreement later on down the road, right? That's all that they signed. And now, while they have ceased hostilities, nothing has moved forward on their peace agreement because Azerbaijan is demanding that Armenia lets go of the land that has been theirs for a long time. Part of it where it's actually a Muslim nation, where Azerbaijan is actually, they were Christians. Azerbaijan was killing the Christians of Armenia in that area because they are a Muslim country. So when we're talking, like, that's a whole other thing. But because of Armenia's constitution, what it requires is a vote of the people in order to agree to the cession of that land to Azerbaijan. And because the people have not voted, nothing has changed. So they are just in a stalemate right now. Well, I do agree that it's great that he got them together to officially sign a document that they had drafted 3 months prior. Cool. I didn't realize that the Republican Party believed in participation trophies. What's the other 4 wars?
And there's also Cambodia and Thailand.
Cambodia and Thailand, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's,
I will point out, so just
there's
there's
the
2
war in
things.
Rwanda as
There's
well.
just 2 things, and I'll get to that one next. There's just 2 things about Cambodia and Thailand. Okay. So he has gotten them now to officially sign a complete and total, like an extension of their ceasefire agreement that they originally signed back in September, between just the two countries. He did get them to sign an extension while he was on his visit, right? But previous to that, 3 days prior to Thailand and Cambodia meeting in Malaysia, they had both declined phone calls from Donald Trump. In fact, the Prime Minister of Thailand unequivocally told Donald Trump that they didn't want any assistance from the United States of America at that time. So at the time, at the original timing when he took claim for Thailand and Cambodia, he absolutely was taking flame for something he had no part of.
Okay.
Now he can claim it, but not in his 8 wars in 8 months bullshit, because that was a lie.
But do you agree their heart is in the right place, ending these wars?
No.
At least trying to end these wars. Anyways,
No.
one of the biggest
You also
reason why I
brought up
voted for Trump
the
in
DRC
2024.
and Rwanda. Do you know the name of the group that was unaliving the people in the Congo and the DRC?
I don't know the name of the groups. No.
It's the M23 militia group that is actually directly funded by the Rwandan government. So isn't that funny? So see, the issue with the DRC and Rwanda is that people are still actively being killed in the Congo by the M23 militia group that we have found evidence, the United Nations has found evidence of them directly funding, the Rwanda government funding the M23 militia group that's killing people in the Congo. And they're still actively killing people in the Congo because he only got the 2 leaders of the countries to agree to do nothing further to each other anymore. But he didn't negotiate with the M23 militia group who's still actively killing people. So it is still an ongoing war. You are still missing 2 other wars. What are the other 2 wars that he's ended?
There's also the one in Egypt and Ethiopia.
What was the war that was happening there?
I'm not sure about that one. I'm just more aware of the Israel
Cool.
and the
I'll
Iran
help you out with
one.
this one. You weren't even aware of that one. Anyways, when it comes to Egypt and Ethiopia, what it was is Ethiopia built a dam on the Nile, and it was just a trade dispute. It's basically just a diplomatic dispute that is still actively ongoing. They're still disputing the fact that Ethiopia built a dam on the Nile. It was completed in 2022. There has been no escalation or even threats of war escalating to war. Egypt and Ethiopia are still in disagreements to this day. Donald Trump solved absolutely nothing. All he did was get them to agree that once you figure out your own diplomatic dispute, that the United States of America is cut into a trade deal. That's all he got them to agree to. But they still have active disputes over trading in the Nile today in Egypt and Ethiopia. So not a war, nor was it ended.
So your argument is that he doesn't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
Absolutely not. What's the last war that Donald Trump claims to have ended?
Israel and Hamas,
No, that's
I'm
not it. You've
assuming?
already gone over that one. What's the last war that he's claimed to have ended? You've listed 7. He's claimed 8. What's the last one? If you don't know, just say, I don't know.
Serbia, the one in Serbia.
Kosovo and Serbia. And what was going on in Kosovo, Serbia in 2025?
Not too sure.
Nothing. Do you know what Donald Trump is taking claim for?
What is he taking claim
An
for?
agreement that he got them to sign in 2020. That they've already violated multiple times. So Donald Trump is trying to take claim for something that he did 5 years ago, and he's saying it happened in 2025, and individuals such as yourself bite hook, line, and sinker without doing any research.
Okay, so I just want to explain the reason I voted for Trump in 2024.
I don't care about why you voted for Donald Trump. The election was over a year ago now. The reason why you voted for him means absolutely jack diddly squat, unless you want to go back in time and change something, which last I checked is impossible to do so. So that's why I ask about why people are still supporting him in his 9 months in office, and we've dismantled the entire argument about his 8 wars in 8 months. So
Okay, but in his first term,
I don't care about his
for
first
having not
term.
started
Wow.
any
Or
wars.
can you only go back to oh wait, did you say he started no wars? How about the Turkish-Kurdish war? How about the Turkish-Kurdish war? How about the Turkish-Kurdish war? Are you aware of that one?
Always at war.
They were always at war. How about Israel and Hamas? Are you aware that Israel and Gaza, they were in active combat situations throughout the entirety of his term? At least 9 instances at minimum were counted between Israel and Hamas that lasted weeks that he did nothing about.
I mean, what are your thoughts on
Oh,
the
okay.
Iran war
Yeah,
quickly
just
though?
gotta keep pivoting. Got it.
I mean, it took Biden so long and he couldn't get anything done with Gaza.
Pivot. Hey,
But
do your
I think
shins
there's a lot
hurt?
of progress.
Do your shins hurt?
My shins?
Yeah, do your shins hurt?
Why do you ask?
Why? Because you keep running into all of the hurdles.
Well, no, I'm just saying there's progress.
Sorry, I'm done. Like, dude, you don't know anything. But Biden, though, thank you, Goober, for all of the jewels. I do appreciate that, guys. I do like to be able to read some chats between guests, but I just try to stick to super chats. But we'll go to open up these phone lines. Thank you guys for getting us to 200,000 likes over on TikTok. Can we get it up a bit higher? And let's just keep going. Also, if you're new over on TikTok, hit that follow button. If you're new over on the Twitchy, hit that follow button. If you're new over on the Tubes, hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you not hear me?
I can now. How old are you?
43.
43. Can you get a little bit closer to your phone?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you get a little bit closer to your phone? It sounds like it's in a different zip code.
Sorry, yeah. How's that?
Oh, much better. I can definitely hear you now. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I support some of the things that he's been able to accomplish. Yes, more so than I would on the other side. But I am an independent.
Okay. Well, I
I'm
mean,
not registered either side.
Okay, neither am I. But basically you're saying you're still supporting what he's doing.
Some of the things of what he's doing. I mean, I couldn't support all of them, obviously.
Okay. All right. So what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support, or in your case, I guess, earned your support?
There's several things, but I would ask that if I start saying what I'm going to say, if I can give you and demonstrate facts of that, if you would listen to it and not over talk, against me like you were the other people that's called in, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so if we continue to remain polite with each other, because what it is I just match energy with other individuals, and as long as you don't spew something that is considered misinformation that would get my live taken down, absolutely.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, that's wonderful. I'm glad we're in agreement because I can absolutely respect you. I think what you're doing is great, and more people should do stuff like this so we can all have a debate and just get our sides of it, because I've learned like 7 new things that I didn't know by listening to this. And so I would just ask that maybe everybody listen, and hopefully somebody can take away something I'm going to tell you. First, I just wanted to go over real quick about the Congo peace deal, because I do think that, what you were saying is obviously there's truth to it, but what he was saying and what it was good for, he didn't get to put across, because I feel like maybe he got a little frazzled. So I'd like to start there if that's fine. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Okay. So with the conflict between DRC and Rwanda that had lasted 3 decades, basically it was 6 million deaths, and that's from 1990s and on. 7 million displaced people as of early 2025. So without the peace framework that was brokered and signed into by Donald Trump, the fighting would likely have escalated further than what it's currently. It is actually gone down by a lot, and there's been several lives saved due to it. And any life, in my mind, whether it be 1, 10, 20, 1,000, is worth it. And it shouldn't be discredited that was a bad thing on either side, regardless of who was able to accomplish it. That is a wonderful thing, and it's for the better, and it's going to continue to get better.
Okay, well, so what I said, right, is that it was not over, right? I didn't say because Donald Trump continues to make the claim that he's ended all of these wars and that he is the man of peace and that he's brought peace. And then the caller reiterated that fact. And the point that I am trying to, or not fact, it was reiterated the notion. And the point that I'm trying to make is simply just because Donald Trump says that he's ended the war does not mean that it is in fact over. And I think it's important to not just continue to reiterate propaganda. That doesn't mean I'm saying at any point that it's bad. I'm just pointing out the fact that he did negotiate with the wrong group of individuals, or at least he should have included the M23 militia group in order to get them to agree to end their hostilities. And they also should have had it in clear and cut writing that Rwanda government stops funding the M23 militia group, which they have not, which is
Yeah,
continuing the
that's a great
hostilities.
point.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that any one person can stop a war with a flick of a pen. And that's one of the things that I don't appreciate about Donald Trump is that he will take talking points and biting points and use just those one things. And because most people that follow him don't understand that you can actually go out and look into things further and get the full big picture. Same with both sides of the coin. Any kind of arguments that are brought up both sides, which is why I feel like being an independent is a good thing, because you're not going to side with a political party just because that's your party. And so, yes, I would agree with that. So if the aid of the groups, if it dropped 40%, within the displacement of the first 2 months post-agreement, that is looking good. I mean, peace deals often take years to fully implement, but I mean, partial ceasefire saves lives by reducing the large scale of attacks, and I think that was a good portion. I don't know if he tried to get with the M23 rebels or not. That's something I'd have to research still. Even if he did try to, he obviously didn't accomplish it. And so taking credit for ending a war is silly. I don't necessarily think I've heard him say that, but I don't think you're lying, because that would be something that he probably would say.
It's included
I'd
in his
also like to point
list.
out that I know this is going to sound a little silly, but I would like to point out that typically somebody that's going to be a leader of a country or even a large corporation that employs several, a majority of Americans, which is actually good for the economy. I think that as crazy as it sounds, it almost has to be somebody that is narcissistic, because they're going to put themselves first, and themselves being an American is going to end up being beneficial. However, with that said, I'm not just for American people, so I'll say that. But I do believe in America, and I do think I would consider myself a liberalist. So, but anyway, so I mean, not if you have to put a category on somebody, I would say that's what it is. But I also wanted to talk about I just caught the tail end of that, guys, because I was waiting to call in when he was done talking. So, but the main thing I wanted to call in about is what's going on currently with our government shutdown, and shame on both sides of the coin for making this politicized, because in the end of the day, it's hurting American lives just so that one party can look better than the other party, and it's disgusting. But in this situation, I will say that, I do think that what the Democrats are sticking to and the reasons why they're claiming that it's important that they negotiate and receive additional funds for anybody that's in the Affordable Health Care Act is just silly, and it's a shame on them for making it sound like they're just making it sound like that the Republicans are heartless, not coming to the table, that there's going to be millions of Americans that can't afford health care coverage anymore, but they're not actually speaking 100% truth there. It's complete, just utter political move to make their party stronger, to make people hate, to make people not that maybe sided with Republicans that might be like me, an individual, question it or something like that. Like they just expect that they're not going to do further research, which is just insane. And that's where I'd like to get your view on, because maybe I'm not thinking of something that maybe that that could open my eyes that I'm not finding in my news sources.
Yeah, so when it comes to the Affordable Care Act, yes, that is something that I believe the Democratic Party needs to hold strong on. Even MTG herself has said that it's a bad look for the Republican Party to not agree in any point, or even to make it a negotiating point at this point in time to extend the subsidies on the Affordable Care Act. Well, the Affordable Care Act subsidies, when they were passed during the C-19 pandemic, were absolutely put to sunset by the Democratic Party. That was a provision that was they negotiated with the Republicans in order to gain the bipartisan support of the bill that made those subsidies possible. Also, the ACA, a lot of what the original framework of the ACA has been slowly dismantled by the Republican Party in Congress, because a lot of people seem to forget that the Democratic Party didn't own Congress even prior to it really prior to it being passed into law as much as they think that they did under the Obama administration, even prior to Donald Trump coming in, right? Like it was the Republican individuals that made it a requirement within Congress that the ACA be offered on a marketplace, right? So meaning they said they thought it would mean for competitive prices, but it actually just gave insurance companies reasons to jack up their rates, right? And that was part of the issue, is because they thought making it competitive was going to be a good thing. And that's why we continue to see the ACA premiums increase year over year. Now, when it comes to the ACA subsidies right now, are you aware of what the Democratic Party has currently offered the Republican Party in order to end the government shutdown?
Yes, yeah, somewhat. It's just an extent, but if here's what I don't understand why they're not talking about this. If what they're asking for, if they agreed to it, that would put it in that would make it permanent. So they would
No, it
no
wouldn't.
longer have to be retouched anymore.
That's not what they're asking for. The
Okay, what are they
Democratic
asking
Party
for?
offered on Friday, and again, guys, you can find this on C-SPAN. Okay. The Democratic Party asked the Republicans in the Senate, hey, let's just add ACA subsidies for 1 year, and we can review them either before the end of this year or before the end of next year in the next budget bill. Let's reopen the
That
government and just extend the ACA subsidies for 1 year. The Senate Majority Leader, Republican John Thune out of South Dakota, said that that's a non-starter. They're not doing it.
yeah, I mean, I'll have to look into that further. I don't know if that's exactly
Yeah, no,
the gist of it.
they just want to right now get the ACA subsidies extended for 1 year because people are already receiving their mailer notice. If you go onto the ACA right now, you're seeing the increase in the cost of those subsidies. And again, let's be very clear. Even Republicans know that it's a positive thing and that their party needs to fight for it. Whereas Donald Trump is just putting out on True Social saying, scrap the whole thing.
Yeah, so premiums for subsidized enrollees could rise by an average of how much percentages? What's the percentage
I think
for
it's 40 to
2026?
60%.
So if the
And I
base
could be
premiums
wrong
are
on that
already
one.
projected to rise, like, I don't know, I forget the exact amount, but the base premiums were already projected to rise. And then also, it's not, I know that the projections are being released right now, but it's not something that
Oh, it's
has to
not
be passed
projections.
right
The
away or right
prices
now.
are no. If anybody buys right now from the ACA market, they wouldn't get a price decrease later. They would have to call and cancel their plan and then
But they don't
re-enroll.
have to purchase it right now to continue the benefits through the end of the year, correct?
To continue it through the end of the year, correct? But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
that's
but they have an enrollment period that is coming up to expire soon. Right? So
yes,
they have to
I know
buy
that.
sooner rather than later. If they buy now, they are locked in and they've agreed to that price. They don't get the benefit of the subsidies unless they call in, wait online, and hopefully it's so within the enrollment period that they can actually benefit from the subsidies.
Yeah, well, I am in the insurance industry, and they don't, even if they didn't enroll right now, that offer, whatever's available, does stay true and throughout until the renewal. They can't put an offer out there and then take it back if they don't want to buy just yet. If they want to see, wait and see and weigh out their options on like what's going to play out with the government. So that part, I mean, I know that everybody wants to go ahead and lock things in and get it done beforehand, but even if they did that, that wouldn't really make any kind of difference or whatnot. What's going to make the difference is what ends up happening in terms of the vote. But I also wonder this. So for out of the like however many enrollees, I don't know how many millions of people are enrolled in it. Is it something like 20 or 18 million? I can't remember.
I mean, I
I
don't
can't.
know offhand, so
Who typically, as far as like the age groups, or what? Because I know they call it Affordable Health Care Act, but the majority of the people that purchase this coverage are more from the middle income families. Is that not right?
middle income, self-employed as well.
Yeah, so middle income or which self-employed, I mean, even if they're self-employed, they would put their, tax bracket as middle income or like
No,
older
there's no
adults.
guarantee that their tax bracket would be middle income being self-employed.
Well, of course not. I'm just saying this, if you look at the statistics, the people who have purchased it, whether it be self-employed or middle income families, that don't have a plan offered to them, wherever they work, or it would be cheaper through the Affordable Health Care Plan is all I meant by that. But I do believe that it's like 90% or something like that is like, middle income families. So in my mind, I think that what people don't understand is that the whole idea of affordable health care was to actually be affordable. And what you mentioned earlier about there being, the people who messed up this bill, because I think the original bill that Obama put forward was fantastic, and just to get it passed, they just butchered it. It's no longer a bill that does what it's no longer a plan that had the original intent of being affordable. For insurance, for myself, I quoted it through the Affordable Care Plan, and it was double of what I pay to my employer, which I think is also ridiculously high. I basically pay for insurance for myself and my family to not get any coverage except for preventative, and what they consider preventative varies, and it can be, obviously argued. And so anytime I go to an ER or anything like that, or my family member goes to ER, we have $1,000 per person high plan deductible. So until all of our deductibles are met, nothing is paid. That rings true for anybody that's on the Affordable Care Plan Act, because they're all pretty much high deductible plans that they've purchased, because that's the only way they're going to be able to afford it. And so in doing that, it's cheaper to actually just pay out of pocket to go to an ER visit than it would be for your insurance not to cover it and for you to have to pay towards your deductible. The statistics are increasing as far as hospitals writing off bills that people are not paying because they can't afford to, whether they have insurance or not. And it's ridiculous. And it's really just making our healthcare industry worse because of it. So I guess what I'm trying to bring awareness to people is that I think that the Affordable Health Care Act should be completely wiped off. It should be done. It should just go away. The only things that I like out of it is the
Pause.
fact that it provides a few laws that are good for the people in terms of
Pause.
not being able to deny for pre-existing
Okay.
conditions. That is
Pause.
good.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
pause. Okay. Sorry, you've monologued a ton in the 17 minutes that you've been on here. Okay.
Yes.
The reason why the ACA will never be scrapped as it is right now is because the Supreme Court itself will not allow it to just be scrapped. Even the Republicans in Congress understand that in order for it has to be completely replaced before it is just removed, because the number of individuals that are utilizing the ACA right now is 20 million American citizens, okay? There is no active plan that's been introduced into Congress to replace it, right? Because we would have to replace it. I don't understand the idea that people have in their head that in order to fix something, we have to completely take like a whole jackhammer or a wrecking ball to it and just do away with it entirely and then try to build it back up like from start. So like let's
I don't
hurt
think it should
20
be built
million
back up,
American
honestly.
citizens. You doubt it should even go back up? Sorry.
I don't think that I think that it was just fine, and healthcare was actually much better for the majority of the American people because there's, like you said, 20 million people that have that plan, and they would all tell you it's not the greatest. I mean, really, it's made our healthcare system dramatically drop, and it has made almost all insurance unaffordable for the remaining of the population, basically. Now, with that said, I welcome somebody to prove me otherwise, but if you look at the statistics, the bills are going unpaid, hospitals are suffering, more nurses are going to travel
Yeah,
nurses,
because
and the
the
pay is
issue actually is that we have a for-profit system. That's actually what the issue is, okay?
as opposed to
If
what would be the
Sorry,
alternative.
sorry, ma'am. Do you think that it actually makes sense that an MRI should cost about $20,000 to
No,
have done? Okay,
absolutely
that's
not.
the problem then. It's not that the system is broken, ma'am. It's that hospitals are there, especially for-profit hospitals are there to make a buck. They're there to make millions of dollars that they can. The CEOs, they're there for shareholders, they're there for CEOs. That's the issue. It's capitalism that has broken our insurance system from the very start. That's the entire reason why the ACA was broken, was when the Republicans demanded that it be put out to market and that they should have it so that it was competitive pricing that has just in fact increased the premiums year over year. The same thing that happens in everybody's employer sponsored health insurance as it stands right now, that it increases year over year simply because of how it all goes, right? The point is, like, you want to be upset about the hospitals having to write off the bills. They have the money.
No,
They are
that's not why I'm
overcharging.
upset.
You actually were just complaining about the fact that hospitals are having to write
I'm
off
just saying
unpaid
that's
bills
a fact.
because the majority of people, and good for them, they should, because they're overcharging. We already know that when it comes to the health insurance industry that we're fucked, okay, in so many different ways. The majority of the fraud, waste, and abuse, the three words that Donald Trump loves to throw out there recently, when it comes to our Medicaid and Medicare system, is the fact that providers are overcharging for services, or they are charging for services that weren't even done or offered or even performed. That's the problem. So if you actually want to fix the health insurance, then yeah, we have to look at how hospitals are run and tell them to stop overcharging it. But we can't do that with the ACA. We can't do that with Medicaid. We can't do that with Medicare. We have to do something where we have to rebuild it from the bottom up, but we can't just take away the system as it stands right now and leave 20 million Americans uninsured, unable to purchase insurance from a private firm because it's too expensive, or be automatically denied out the gate because of a pre-existing condition, which would affect a lot of American citizens, especially if there's somebody that loses their health insurance that is a pregnant person. Because I don't know if people realize this, but
That's
pregnancy is
happened to me,
considered.
by the way. That's happened to me, by the way.
Okay.
I would love the
Okay.
chance to talk again. I'm sorry. I'm
You
sorry. I know that I
no,
talked a long time
you
the
did,
first time.
and
I
now
swear
you're
I know this.
interrupting me. Okay, and the only thing I did, I asked you
Okay, I
politely.
apologize, but can I just make a few points?
Okay, I'm done. Sorry, ma'am. You don't get to like just tell me to stop and not interrupt you. You talked out of that 17-minute phone call. You probably talked for 14. I sat back, I listened a lot. You contradicted yourself so much, it's not even funny. I can't agree or be on the side of somebody who wants to just end and tear up the entire ACA and let it go to shit, because there are millions of American citizens that have pre-existing conditions such as myself. And according to insurance companies, if you are a woman that is already pregnant, you are considered a pre-existing condition just by the fact that you are pregnant. Pregnancy should not be considered a pre-existing condition to health insurance companies. I think that's fucking wild and fucking bonkers. People can be denied. Like if a pregnant woman gets hired and then she passes her 90 days and she gets to go on to the employer-sponsored health insurance, there is a potential that they can be denied health insurance for their pregnancy, for their birth, because they were already pregnant before they received their insurance. Do you guys not understand like how it's so messed up? The insurance companies are already all messed up because we have this privatized, capitalized system that is pushed onto American citizens, doesn't actually solve anything, doesn't actually help anything, and then the idea is to just tear it all away. Tear it all away. That's just what it is. Just take down the whole thing. Don't put anything up in place of it. Let's just let it all fall and crumble. That shit drives me it just drives me mad. And for somebody that doesn't understand, I honestly don't get how somebody's okay with just tearing it away and just letting stuff disappear. It doesn't work that way. Even Republicans understand that healthcare is a losing issue for them right now. They're the ones who understand it. But still at the same time, they're saying we're not going to do anything about it. And I'm sorry if I think that's wrong. She even came out with the wrong information from the start, where she said that the Democrats are demanding all of these things that they wanted to be expanded forever. That's not, they've actually come out. And I even asked her beforehand, are you aware that the Democrats offered the Republicans a concession, like a counter deal? And she said, I think so. And then she wouldn't go into it, right? Like, no, they did. They said, let's do it for 1 year. We can rehash the negotiations later. Let's reopen the government. And the Republicans are just saying it's a non-starter. They're not trying to negotiate. And that's part of my issue with them, is that they are not trying to negotiate. Am I saying, like, I haven't agreed for a long time specifically about the government shutdown and the fact that the government is still shut down. I don't agree with that. Okay. I think they need to open it back up. However, we know for a fact, guys, that these promises were made to the Democrats in Congress, in the Senate specifically, back in March of 2025, when the Senate Democrats voted with Republicans to keep the government open. How do I know this? Watch C-SPAN. You get to see every single congressional hearing on live television through C-SPAN, and it's free. If you go back, you can watch the hearings. You can see that the Democrats negotiated on the fucking floor of the Senate, and they talked about it heavily, and the Republicans said, you know what, we can table this and we can come back to it later, but it won't be today. It'll be before the summer. And then what did they do? The summer went by. They passed the one big beautiful bill, which is going to be detrimental, right, to American citizens. And we already know this, okay? They've changed the rules for who can receive SNAP effective November 1st, 2025. It used to be that you could be homeless and just automatically be available for or receive SNAP benefits. You can't even get that anymore. Being homeless means, like, you have no roof over your head, right? Houselessness is no longer a qualifying thing to receive SNAP benefits, so you can make sure that you can eat. I'm sorry, in order for you to have a job, most jobs require you to have a physical fucking address. You can't have a physical fucking address in order to work if you are houseless. I don't even know how they get the EBT cards if they're houseless either, so let's put that out there. I don't get it either. Okay, I don't. It's so much that just doesn't make sense on what's going on in the government, what we are fighting against, and how people just can't understand that harm reduction is a good thing. Why are we so against harm reduction in the United States of America? What has the capitalist system done to poison our brains so much that we don't understand harm reduction anymore? What I would encourage everybody to do is call the Republican senators in Congress and tell them to work with the Democrats, because this is the way that the system was built from the very start, guys. When the filibuster started, I think it was in the I don't want to be wrong on the year, but the filibuster started pretty early on into Congress in the early 1800s, early on in their congressional systems. And the reason why it started so early, right, is because they knew that if they had a party system, all voices needed to be heard, because the voices that represent us in Congress are our representatives, right? It's not just majority rules. That's the problem. It is not just majority rules. It's never has been supposed to be the majority rules. The people that are elected to go sit in Congress are the ones that were elected to represent their states and their constituents there, which means that all parties are supposed to have a voice in Congress. All voices have a chance to be heard, which is why the filibuster rule became a thing, where to make sure that the minority party was heard within Congress. I don't get what's not understood about that at all. Let's see. Degger said the pressure of knowing multiple foreign countries had diddler tapes of you and tapes of women that are dressed as evil. Whoa. Whoa, I had to take that down. Whoa, I really need to start reading these before I put them up. Listen, like Donald Trump went on an entire rant on True Social again this morning, and basically he, guess what? Said that he he didn't say it entirely, but basically said that he supported a single payer system. So actually, let me get to it. This is what he said. All right, I'm going to read this. So just bear with me with my horrible, horrible Trump impression.
I am recommending to Senate Republicans that the hundreds of billions of dollars currently being sent to money-sucking insurance companies in order to save the bad health care provided by Obamacare be sent directly to the people so that they can purchase their own much better health care and have money left over. In other words, take from the big, bad insurance companies, give it to the people, and terminate per dollar spent the worst health care anywhere in the world, Obamacare. Unrelated, we must still terminate the filibuster.
I just want to let you guys know that he advocated for a single payer system. Give the money to the people to buy what they want. Okay. All right. Real quick, TikTok, I'm going to put you on mute for a second, so hold on for me. Over on Twitch and over on YouTube, I am going to go ahead and end it for the day. I'll be back on live, hopefully right on time tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. You guys have a great rest of your night. If you haven't hit follow on Twitch yet, go ahead and hit that follow button. If you haven't hit sub on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscription button. I appreciate